This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back, legally, on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. There was an awkward moment that happened when Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon were being interviewed remotely by a British TV host because Jennifer misheard a question that she was asked. The interviewer was asking Jennifer if she was a hugger, but Jennifer thought she asked if she was a hooker.
Oh, boy.
Are you a hugger, Jen? A hooker? No! I mean, I did not say that. I'm sorry. I couldn't get a translation. A hugger. Misunderstanding. Yes, I am a hugger. A hugger. Oh, yes. A hugger.
But she's not a hooker now.
I like how Reese is like, she's not a hooker.
Yeah. Thanks, Reese. Yeah.
Dude, the look on that host's face, I think she saw like her career just get flushed down the drain because she's like, I gotta recover quickly because the last thing she wants to be known for is the person who called like America's sweetheart, Jennifer Aniston, a hooker.
Oh, that's awesome. Accents are amazing. Because, and then even like those thicker European accents, they're because their U's are, their short U's are like hooker. You are hooker, rather than a hugger. So I can see why she thought I was hooker.
Can I hear that again now that you say it like that?
Are you a hugger, Jen? A hooker? No! I mean, I did not say that. I'm sorry. I couldn't get a translation. A hugger. Misunderstanding. Yes, I am a hugger. A hugger. Oh, yes. A hugger.
But she's not a hooker now.
Yeah,
a hugger is kind of how she said. I'm going to say that from now on. I'm like, hey, I hear you're
are you a hugger?
You're quite the hugger.
Yeah. The Irish accent's even worse because they have these clothes they call jumpers and they call them jumpers. Where's me jumper? And so it'd be like, yeah, where's me hooker? Where's that Jennifer me hooker?
What if
that's awesome.
I know she probably didn't do this, but what if like amongst her friends, she's like, I'm going to, my accent and all that, people are going to be able to like give me a pass. I'm going to try and work in it. I'm going to ask Jennifer Aniston if she's a hooker. I bet you won't. And she's like, I bet I will. And then it's kind of like that story I shared one time, a long time ago, when I worked at the end, and we had John Curley on, back when he was the host of Evening Magazine. And he was always up for playing and having a good time with us on the air. But one time we kind of, excuse me.
Take it easy. Wow.
We put him on the spot, and we're like, you need to work the word crack whore into your show.
Wow.
And he said, yes, I'll do it. I can't remember what the bet was, but we're just like, there's no way. There's no way he's going to work crack whore into Evening Magazine. And sure as us, at the end of the episode, he was talking about something that involved a box of crackers. And he's like, it could be cream cheese or a box of crack whores. And he said crack whore. But if you watched it, if you're like a producer or whoever, it sounded like he said crackers, but just had like a weird like inflection on it. But he legitimately did say crack whore.
Awesome.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, honestly, that's very, very clever. I would not have, I would have thought, all right, I would have found a way to be able to use the right word.
Yeah.
But how about he was clever enough to do that? That's good stuff.
Yeah, I remember watching Evening Magazine, sitting through the whole show and just be like, why did I watch? It was not like anything bad about Evening Magazine. I was just like, why did I stop everything I'm doing to watch this show? He's not going to say it. And the whole show goes on, and, you're just watching. And I'm sure just like some of our listeners, like, he's not going to do it. I should just stop watching. And then right at the end, the last thing he says is crack whore. And dude, I'm instantly on the phone. The next morning, it was just like the greatest moment ever.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, especially like you waited so long and it wasn't until the end.
Yeah, and he did that on purpose. Like, just made us wait.
Oh, yeah. That's what you call that. That's good. Well, he's smart because he knows people will be watching. You're going to watch the whole show is what you're going to do.
Yep.
Yeah. On every level, John Curley won that one.
Oh, someone said we promised John. I love our listeners. They remember this way better than I do. I need that around my life because sometimes I forget everything. We promised him Pearl Jam tickets if he would say crack whore.
Oh, whoa.
That is exactly what it was.
I would be saying crack whore for that. That makes sense now.
Right?
Yeah, because I'd be thinking look, you guys are nice people, but why would he just say, okay, I'll do it?
Yeah, you're right. That would seem like a really stupid thing for him to risk his job for.
There we go.
Or for Pearl Jam tickets.
Well, yeah, are you kidding me? Crack whore for the win. Yeah. Dude, I would have called somebody from Pearl Jam a crack whore just to get those tickets.
Dude, going back to Pearl Jam, last break we were talking about the things we collect, and I mentioned the Funko Pops, and I dropped $50 on the Pearl Jam Funko Pop set. It's like all 5 of the members of the band in one box. And I was like, that was a little bit of an expensive thing, but I was like, I kind of want it, just to have. And then I mentioned how they just recently did a zombie version of Pearl Jam. I had to pump the brakes on that one because I'm like, I can't justify dropping another $50. My buddy Craig Proper, he's a big Pearl Jam fan as well. He texted me and said, yeah, I wish it was $50. With tax and shipping, the Pearl Jam Zombie Funko Pop set was $96.
Whoa!
So the set itself was $75, and then on top of it, all the other stuff.
Wow. This is, it's amazing. See, this is the thing. All the different versions that Funko puts out of the things you love.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
It's really cool looking. Now I kind of want.
Yeah, it really is cool looking, dude. Seriously.
Your birthday is coming up.
That's what I said. That's what I told my wife why I got the $50 one. She's like, why did you just drop $50 on a Funko Pop set? I'm like, well, it's a pre-release. I probably won't get it until my birthday, so consider it my birthday gift.
Yeah. Now what are you going to do with this one?
Christmas.
Okay, good call.
But that's like half a replica jersey.
I know. This is tough for you. Oh, this is so
a bad
hard
time,
for you.
man. And plus, Tatum's, turning 2 in December.
Oh, right.
I don't know if you heard, but Christmas is still in December as well, and my anniversary. December's a rough time.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You got a lot going on in December.
December's hard times, man.
Yeah. And I used to think December's were hard times for me, but I just have the one birthday. That's it. I just have Sarah's birthday is December, then it's Christmas. And though my wife's birthday is January. So you and I both, I think, could say that, the end of the year and beginning of the year, that's tough for us.
We need to start, I keep telling ourselves that, but we always forget until now. But we need to start buying gifts for Tatum throughout the year so that way December just doesn't punch us in the face.
See, my mom and brother both have the same birthday in December, actually a day before Tatum. So I actually started buying Christmas gifts last month.
See, you're on it.
Yep, just slowly through the year. I'm just buying. I just bought my mom one of her presents yesterday.
Nice move.
Just as time goes on. That way you're not completely broke come Christmas.
Yeah, Steve's not that guy.
Too late.
Yeah, that's not
completely broke come September.
Yeah.
So no zombie Funko Pop. Good thing I'm not a big zombie fan.
Okay.
Because then it's bringing my two worlds together. If I was a big Walking Dead fan, I would have to get it.
Oh, geez, yeah.
It's not a need, it's a want. Or it's a need, not a want.
How many bands do you think they're doing this for? Because Funko has a lot of pops for different bands. Are they zombifying every band?
I know I have the Metallica set and the Guns N' Roses set and Jimi Hendrix, but I have no idea if they're turning those guys out. And Lemmy from Motorhead as well.
Yeah, well, I don't know if this is the first. Is this the first band that's been zombified?
I don't know. It might be the first band, but they've done Avengers zombified.
Yeah, that we know. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. So
well, sorry.
Well, it was in the comics. That's why.
Yeah, that's how we know. Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Well, zombies are popular. This is the last season of The Walking Dead, Steve. So really, you might as well celebrate in style.
Stop it.
Yeah, I was just saying, come on, Steve.
Tomorrow is the sale of the Kraken jerseys.
All right.
And I still don't know if I'm going to pull a trigger on that.
You're already spending money. What's a little bit more at this point?
It's not a little bit more. It's like $90-some more.
I know, but you're going to get in trouble anyway. Why not get in trouble and go in style is all I'm saying. There you go. Oh, Danny's not here. Someone's got to be that devil on your shoulder.
Someone said you could justify those Pearl Jam zombies as Halloween decorations.
Oh, that's a good call.
You know how many Halloween decorations I could get for $75, though? That's not a good call.
Yeah, that's a lot of that fake spiderweb stuff you can get for $75.
Someone said my brother-in-law's brother is sitting on 4 $1,000 Funko Pops that he got for free.
Whoa, what are the $1,000 pops? Like, is it like the first ones ever done, I wonder?
Or limited edition ones, or like sometimes they do those ones that like they're just like a random variant of a certain Funko Pop that you can only get at a store, and they don't have a bunch of them, so you have to like go to the store. And so the resale on some of those is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, I'd be interested in hearing, which ones he has.
Or like when they do like the ones that like you just can't get anywhere, like the Ichiro ones, or like the Mariners do those ones. Like you go on eBay and you could probably double your price on some of those, and they were giveaways.
There's so many.
Lee, the most valuable Funko is over $13,000.
Whoa, which one is that?
It's a glow-in-the-dark Alex the Large Clockwork Orange Funko. It's the guy with all the makeup on his eye.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that's the Mattel character.
Yeah.
Wow.
$13,000?
Mm-hmm. That costs more than my car.
Does it say why it's worth that much? Is it just because it was a limited release?
I'm guessing it's a limited release and it's glow-in-the-dark.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
My favorite one is I got the see-through John Cena one.
Yeah.
So you can't see
him. Cool. Yeah. That's very, very cool.
Someone gave me that one. I thought it was really cool, a listener.
Yeah. Well, man, the Clockwork Orange, man. I didn't even know that. See, there's pops I don't even know exist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Steve. The zombie Pearl Jam pops. They're yours, buddy.
No, they're not. Stop.
All right.
It's not going to happen. I'll just have to look at my friend Craig's ones. I'll just say, Craig, can I come over and look at your Funko Pops?
So the new Jackass movie, it is coming out next month. This is the last one, right? I think like they said this is it. They're going to do no more after this.
I hope for their health.
Yeah, really. How about Steve O said that they had to actually cut 3 Jackass scenes because they were too graphic. Well, that makes you want to buy the DVD or the Blu-ray, right? Yeah. What are these scenes he's talking about? Well, Steve will tell you. Steve O, he'll tell you this 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
New on Curiosity Stream. With superior armies comes superior weapons. How has innovation mechanized the battlefield? From bullets to battleships and everything in between. It's machinery of warfare. Plus, from the gross to the gourmet. See how that in-flight meal lands on your tray table. On secrets of your airline food. It's all on Curiosity Stream. Annual plans are $20, just $1.67 a month. Visit curiositystream.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Well, there's a new Jackass movie coming out, though it's been pushed back. It was supposed to come out next month, but now they're going to wait till February of next year.
Yeah, I guess COVID stuff and all that. It was pushed back from that, and now it's been pushed back again, so we're never going to see it.
I know. But you know what? It's nice to know that even with COVID, these guys are still breaking stuff for us. They were still hurting themselves for us. Steve O has just said that, hey, you know, the movie's going to come out in February. We know that, but there's some stuff you're not going to see. He said there were 3 Jackass scenes that they had to cut because they were too graphic And they all involve Johnny Knoxville.
I've got at least 3 for Jackass. Box downstairs. It was a great idea. He just got in a box. They tucked in some pillows around him, taped it up, rolled it down a huge flight of cement stairs, and it was violent as hell. There was also when Knoxville shot himself with the .38 caliber Smith & Wesson handgun. Oh yeah, and when he said, "I'm Johnny Knoxville, and I'm gonna get hit by a car real soon." A car just came flying. He went through the windshield, rolled over. They asked him, "What were you thinking when you got hit by a car?" And his answer was, "I wore 2 pairs of jeans so I'd be safe."
Wow.
I mean, sometimes age doesn't make you wiser.
No, it really doesn't. And didn't I hear these guys, I mean, back in the day, they would, of course, be on stuff because that helped them get the courage or help deal with the pain. But a lot of them are sober now. So, like, they're even doing it with a clearer head, supposedly, doing this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny's like the one that's had like the most success of them. You know, I mean, as far as mainstream success, he's done some stuff that got him to the point where he probably doesn't need to do these things anymore, or definitely doesn't need to do these things anymore. And yet here he is still doing the most extreme ones of the group.
Yeah, and he's the one that's been the injured the most. And, you know, that's the thing I wondered, you know, it's like, who's really got wrecked the most? Because like you said, Johnny has gone on to do stuff. Therefore, maybe he wouldn't be the guy that got wrecked the most and he would let somebody else take more of the beatings. But no, man, Johnny Knoxville still leads the way with the amount of money that he's spent on taking care of his injuries. There was a story that said that since 2000, when Jackass first came out, the entire main cast has spent over $24 million on repairing their injuries.
Wow.
And if you count,
do you think
all
the insurance companies are just like, you're part of Jackass? Yeah, go to the guy next door. We don't want to deal with you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's just the main cast. If you count like the rest of the crew, the lesser members, that goes up to $38 million in medical bills. And Johnny Knoxville leads the way. He's spent $86 million fixing his body after wrecking it. And then what does he do? He goes and jumps in front of a car. and he can't even show it in the movie.
Well, the car one's crazy. Going down the steps is crazy also. But the one where he shot him, so did he shoot himself?
Yeah, I guess he wore a bulletproof vest and wanted to shoot himself to see how and apparently they were like, yeah, we can't show that on a movie. Sorry. I don't know if any of those are going to be the deleted scenes or what. I mean, I kind of want to see just the insanity of all of that.
It's not the same thing, but you remember the guy we talked about, Darren Wall from the band Greyhawk? He's the guy that got in the way of a dude that potentially would have shot more people at that club. Oh, right. And I was chatting with him yesterday on Instagram. He's going back and forth. He's like, "Hey man, once I get better, I want to come see you wrestle." I'm like, "Well, how are you doing? Like, how you been?" And his response was, "Turns out bullets hurt. Who knew?" I was like, "I bet." Yeah, I can't even imagine what that felt like.
And I also know
thankfully he's a big fan. Also, I just want to give him a quick shout out because he listens to the show every day. He heard our shout out the last time.
Oh, that's awesome.
So Darren, we love you, and just glad to hear you're recovering. Glad to hear you're going to be okay, and also glad to know that you did something pretty incredible and saved a lot of people's lives because you got in the way of that shooter.
Yeah, definitely, man.
A little bit different than the Jackass guys, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. You're not trying to make money off of movies. But man, it is. I mean, that's a lot of money to rack up. But again, they made money. They're really giving up the body. Eric McGeaney, he got $7.4 million in medical bills. So he's number 2 on the list. So Aaron is number 2.
I have to see him by picture. I think.
Yeah, me too. I would have thought Steve-O would have been up there. Steve is at number 3. Steve-O's had almost $6 million in medical damages. And then Dave England, just over $1.6 million.
Okay.
So it goes down. It goes down significantly after the big 3. Is that Aaron right there?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that guy. Yeah. I just never knew him by name, I guess.
Yeah, so Johnny, Aaron, and Steve-O are the big 3. But then, after that, a lot less damage for everybody else. Wee Man, he's less than $1 million, $675,000 of medical damages for him.
Because he's not as tall. That's
what it is, yeah. And I don't know Preston Lacey. You guys know Preston. He's the next one with only 75,000. So really,
yeah, I know him by face. Yeah, I know that guy.
The top 5 have taken some real beatings, which would make sense. But man, again, leading the way, Johnny Knoxville, almost $9 million in medical bills.
Well, don't they always say you to be a good boss, you're willing to do the things that anyone has to do on the show. You know what I mean? Like, I think about it because like Vince McMahon would never ask any wrestler to do something that he's not willing to do, and he's done a lot of stupid things.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
I know you're a little bit different than that.
I would say, no, you guys get in front of that car. Thank you.
So probably Johnny's like, hey, if I'm going to ask you guys to be jackasses, well, I got to be the ultimate jackass.
Yeah, Aaron he's had the most expensive surgery. He had to spend $2.7 million, 3 times had a broken neck. So how about 3 times? 3 times cost $2.7 million to take care of those 3 broken necks. Johnny, well, you know, he was close. He spent $2.5 million on a brain hemorrhage.
I wonder when the brain hemorrhage happened. Like, what was the stunt, or was it a culmination of stunts?
I feel like it was early on, because look at everything else he did. I feel like the brain injury had to happen quick. And fractured skull for Steve-O, that cost him $1.75 million to fix that. That's wow.
Hey, BJ, we got some exciting news via text line, some breaking news going on.
All right. Okay.
It says, guys, just in, and I checked the website on ESPN, and it's been confirmed. The Mariners are hosting the 2023 All-Star Game.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. We haven't had one since T-Mobile, or whatever it was called, the Safeco Field or Mariners
1999, I think it was, when we opened the park.
Yeah, whenever the park opened. I thought it was 2000?
It was either 2000 or you might be right. It was 2000 or 19. I can't remember. It was close to that, right at the beginning of the turn of the century there. Yeah.
It was right around the time when they had that crazy season where they won like 116 games in like 2001. Yeah.
Yeah. So
2001. It was 2001. I thought it was the same year as the crazy season that they had.
Okay, so here it is. Isn't that crazy? So that'll be not next year, but the year after.
Yep, 2023.
Wow. Okay, that's fun. All-Star games are fun, man. Yeah. That was a fun scene.
Although it says that they've been chosen, according to ESPN, with sources close to them, but MLB has declined comment and would not confirm that Seattle was the choice. It's like, at this point, just confirm it.
Yeah, I don't know what they're. I don't know why. I guess they have a whole year to be able to confirm that. Okay, I wasn't sure how far they go with how they pick their all-star locations. And Atlanta got screwed, I think because they took it from Atlanta. I think it was supposed to be in Atlanta this year, but because of politics, it got taken away. And how about Atlanta's not on the schedule I don't know if they're on the schedule for next year. Maybe they are. I don't know if they're going to give it to them next year.
I don't know. You got Dodger Stadium next year, so no.
Oh, wow.
And then Philadelphia that's 2026 that they have announced. So they haven't announced another one, I guess. I don't know.
Wow. So are they going to shut Atlanta out for all that time? Maybe that's why they're not announcing it, because maybe we're not sure that MLB is going to say no to Atlanta for 2023.
But man, I'm reading this article, BJ, man. It's just like a dagger to the heart. And they're not wrong, but it says T-Mobile Park, a retractable roof jewel that's nearly a quarter century old, but is still regarded as one of the game's best stadiums, has gone nearly 20 years without a game of great significance. With 2001 being the last year that the Mariners made the playoffs.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, we built that new stadium, and everybody was like, it took a lot to get that done. You would have thought with that kind of situation, a beautiful place, that we would have at least had a couple of significant games.
Maybe that's the curse. The stadium cursed the Mariners.
Oh, well, don't say that. They'll want to rip it down.
Oh, I mean, whatever it takes, BJ. If we got to build a new stadium, it's not, it might come out of my pocket. So
exactly.
Go
You're a taxpayer.
Let's keep winning. Let's reverse the curse this year.
Well, my buddy was in town last night, and so even though I didn't go to the game, he did and brought the bad luck. So he's not going tonight. But I want to get his impressions of T-Mobile Park, because we both grew up with Fenway, and sure, it's a wonderful ballpark, but it's also an old ballpark. And you've been there, Steve. It's
It's not wide hip guy friendly. I'll tell you that much.
And even you go to it's like a bunker going underneath to some places to get your concessions. It's cool to be there one time, but you're like, wow, some of this park is really antiquated.
Well, buy your friend some tickets for tonight's game. What kind of friend are you, man? That way he can be
I'm not a good friend. Yeah, I'm not that good of a friend.
You want the Mariners to win again?
Yeah, that's the problem. I really, I'm torn. I'm torn. The fact that this is always a problem. I love my Red Sox, but I was like, I want to see the Mariners do well, and when they're both fighting for the same thing, it's like, oh man, it's tough.
And what a fight for the wild. Sorry.
Yeah, well, and last night the Mariners got the best of them.
And what a fight for the wild card spot right now. I mean, it went from the Yankees and Boston had like a commanding lead, or several games, and they had the spot for the wild card. But man, Boston's now out of the 2 spots, and Toronto has just been hot as F.
And Boston, Toronto was in third place. No, they were in fourth place.
Yeah, they came out of nowhere, man.
Yeah, they have been insane. They just beat the crap out of Tampa Bay. Toronto's the hottest team in baseball, and right now, people predicted them to be a really, really good team this year, but then they had a lot of stuff happen, including their star player, George Springer, who everybody remembers from the Astros. He wasn't there for a good part of the season. And now they are starting to cook. And they may be the shocker of this year. They won't, they won't get first place. But man, they may be the team nobody wants to play in the playoffs because they're as hot as they are, and they're supposed to. They were supposed to be good, and it looks like they finally are.
And now we just need the Red Sox and the Yankees to continue to suck.
Yeah, that's what you need. It's a tough one. It really, really is tough when the Mariners are chasing so many teams to try to get a spot. But hey, look, if they sweep the Sox and they win every game, they got to win every game. I think the Mariners at this point, maybe they can lose 2 or 3 more at the most out of these remaining 19 or 18 games. But I just can't see them losing more than that and having a realistic shot with everybody else trying to get the wild card. So but you know what? Hey, they never say never.
Someone says I have an unopened Ichiro bobblehead from that opening day game at Safeco Field. Because that was Ichiro's rookie year as well.
Wow, but
2001, what a year for the Mariners.
It was a hell of a year. Yeah, All-Star game. They went to the playoffs. Like you said, Ichiro's rookie year, and of course, a rookie year for a dude that was as old as he was, but yeah.
That stadium was packed every night. It was, and the ripple effect, they were still having packed stadiums for several years. Even when they started to stink, it took a while until the fans were just like, look, I can't keep paying the price for tickets to know that this team's just going to suck.
Yeah, it really is unfortunate that, they could spend more money. They don't. Which, I understand why. They're not like in LA or New York where they probably, they can get that kind of money to spend, but they could. If they really wanted to put a championship on the field, they could, but it's tough because, when you spend big money with a team like the Mariners, and if it doesn't work out, it is such a devastating blow where other teams can absorb paying somebody $7, $8, $10 million a year and not have them in the lineup. Other teams don't mind absorbing that, but teams like the Mariners, they don't want to do that. So it's tough for them to make a big signing, and take that chance that somebody will get injured.
I'm excited because that means we'll have the home run derby and all the fun stuff.
All that good stuff.
I want to go to the home run derby. That to me is more fun than actually being at the All-Star game.
Well, a lot of people feel the same way. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know what it's like to get tickets to the home run derby, Steve. How popular it would be, but how fun would that be to go there?
I have a couple years to start saving.
Save that money. Oh, now you can't get the Kraken jersey. Now you got this news.
Just eat food and watch people crush dingers. That sounds like a blast.
You're absolutely right. It is a fun time. Yesterday, Steve, he did get this one wrong.
Which chemical has the atomic number 1?
Crystal.
No.
Diamond.
No.
Alexis.
No.
I'm just naming strippers.
Hydrogen was the answer we were looking for.
That's not a name of a stripper.
Yeah, and why were we talking all that baseball? Well, Steve just read an announcement that the 2023 All-Star Game may be coming, looks like almost guaranteed coming to T-Mobile Park in 2023, the All-Star Game. How fun is that? All right, you want a shot at beating Steve? You got it. 206-421-ROCK. We're playing Beat Miggs. We'll do that at 8:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's a question from a listener. My house is currently in foreclosure. I've stopped making payments. What can I do to save my house?
If you're already in foreclosure behind on your mortgage, you can stop the foreclosure by filing a bankruptcy. There's different types of bankruptcy. Chapter 13 can help you catch up on your house payments if you're behind. It would mean that you'd have to start making your house payments again and catch up on the amount that you're behind over 5 years. You could also take off or strip off your second mortgage, which would help you to reduce your housing payment every month, especially once you're done with the plan and done catching up on your first mortgage. We could also try to buy you some time by filing a Chapter 13 case. Filing a Chapter 13 would definitely stop your foreclosure.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. And thanks for listening.
This podcast is brought to you by the Washington State Department of Health. As we continue to listen, learn, and grow, we are amplifying Black voices and perspectives in an effort to start a new COVID-19 vaccine conversation. We're sharing stories intended to help us navigate this unprecedented time together and to co-create solutions in support of the Black community. Hear these stories at weconsiderwa.org.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Wenatchee is gorgeous in the spring with its lush green rolling hills, abundant wildflowers everywhere, and the views of the Columbia River. The local food scene offers an abundant selection of authentic international cuisines featuring the unique farm-fresh ingredients of the region. Wenatchee is also home to award-winning wines, handcrafted hard ciders, and a talented handful of local brewers producing fine craft beers. Visit Wenatchee, the heart of Washington State.